people. As much as I need help, look, I love the people, so I want to help the people. I know God is going to make sure that I'm okay. But he's no matter what goes on in my life, no matter what, I still have to trust him. I have to trust that he's going to take care of everything, but I also have to be obedient to what he has for me and what he wants me to do for the people. Regardless of who watching, regardless if you like me or not, my job is to deliver the word and to inspire, to bring hope, to motivate, to encourage, and just to talk about normal topics that we go through every day, man. What I talk about on this channel, what I talk to you guys about, what I write up, is everything that I go through, everything that I see, and then when I'm in the Word, when I'm sitting here reading the Word, I then find things in there that apply to me, and then I just be like, okay, is anybody else going through this? So this whole channel is built on like personal experience. I am no higher or no better than you. God has just put me in a position to be able to deliver the Word, to be a shepherd to the sheep. I'm also a sheep too, compared to like the other shepherds. I just started this channel. I just started doing this stuff. There's other people greater than I am. There's other people doing way better in the ministry and in the work than I am. But I'm not comparing myself to nobody else. God gave me a word. I'm delivering this word, and I hope that this word can help somebody. I'm an ordinary, regular person, just like you. I got a history just like you. Even though my father's a pastor, my whole life, I'm a preacher's kid. So my whole life it's been in the word. It's been the church functions, gospel meetings, revivals, have to sit in the front, have to work around the table, have to do all these things. Man, this was my life. And as I got older, I started running away from it because I felt like, man, this is too much. I don't want to do this. I'm seeing what my dad going through. I'm seeing what these other people going through. I'm seeing what the ministry is doing to folks, man. I ain't got no time for this. I'm going to do something else. But look what God brought me right back to. So I'm here. It's only been about 2 years since I started doing this. But as far as going live and bringing a message and bringing a word, it's probably been about 6 months, 7 months. So I'm brand new to this delivery part, but I'm not brand new to the ministry, right? I'm not brand new, but I'm brand new to preaching and teaching and edifying. So hopefully I edify you today. Hopefully this God has given me that he wants me to give to you edifies someone. Why? I believe it edifies me. Why? Because I'm going through these same exact things. I'm going through the thought process. I'm going through I'm going through the same things I talk to y'all about are the same things I go through. I just happen to write it out and put it in a sermon or put it in some teaching and try to put it in a way where everybody can understand. It's kind of hard sometimes to understand what's going on up in my brain. So sometimes I just got to write it out and then speak the things that I wrote out. So hopefully this word today will help somebody, man, at the end of the day. I just want to help you. I just want to help. That's all I'm here for. God has put me in a position to edify and to deliver something. And today I'm about to deliver something. Something is for you today because it's definitely for you. All right, so let's get into this. So what? Love and loyalty. How many of us deal with trust issues? How many of us deal with loyalty issues? Baby, you probably not the one not being loyal, but somebody else in your life is not being loyal to you, right? How many of us are dealing with love issues, right? You know how to love. Sometimes it's just hard to love because of those people that you can't trust, because of those people that's not being loyal. But at the end of the day, you have a job to do, and it's to love. And regardless of these people you can't trust these people, they're not loyal to you. That don't mean they have to have full access to you, but you as a follower of Christ, a believer, should still love, regardless of how they treat you. Look what they did to Jesus. Look what they did to our Savior. Look what they did to him. So who are you to say you don't love, you don't trust, and you can't be loyal? We weren't loyal to him. That's why he went on the cross. We didn't love him. That's why he went on the cross. We didn't trust what he was saying. That's why he went on the cross. So who are you? So I'm dealing with this right now. Trust, love, and loyalty. And I just want to talk about the things that I'm dealing with. So I have a question. I have 3 questions that deal with trust, 1 question that deals with love, and a question that deals with loyalty. First question, and everything is biblical here. It's all Bible here, so it's like a question, but it's with a Bible verse that come with it, okay? So, who are you trusting when life stops making sense? Your feelings or God's promise? Again, who are you trusting when life stops making sense? Your own feelings or God's purpose or God's promise? So let's get into it. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 through 6. Let's read. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight, or he will direct your paths. Now that's trust, all right? Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 through 6. Now let's deal with the next one, love. Love. If your words disappeared, would your actions still prove that you love like Christ? Again, if your words disappeared, would your actions still prove that you love like Christ? This comes from John chapter 13, verse 34 through 35. Let's read. John 13, 34, 35. Let's get to John 13, 34 and 35. And it reads, a new commandment I give to you, that you love one another, as I have loved you, that you also love one another. By this, all will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another. If you have love for one another, all will know that you are my disciples. This is Jesus saying this. All right, now let's deal with loyalty. Again, we're going trust, love, and the last one is loyalty. Loyalty. Are you loyal only when it's easy, or are you faithful when it costs you something? Are you loyal only when it's easy, or are you faithful when it costs you something? This comes from Luke chapter 16, verse 10. Luke 16, verse 10 reads, he who is faithful in what is least is faithful also in much. And he who is unjust in what is least is unjust also in much. Trust, love, and loyalty. How many of us have a problem with one of those three, or two of those three, or all three of those? Sometimes, let me be transparent before I get into the next. Let me be transparent. The type of person I am, everyone gets an opportunity. I don't judge anyone. There's nothing about me that's going to judge you. Why? Because I got a lot. I got a lot, or I had a lot going on in my life. So who am I to judge you? Who am I to judge what you got going on? But the type of person I am, because I don't judge, I welcome so many people. I allow you into my space. And when you say you're going to, integrity, I'm big on integrity. When you say you're going to do something without me asking and you don't do it, or you scatter away so I'm not around you, right? But if you don't follow through with what you say you're going to do, that does something to me. It does something to me. But at the end of the day, you will never know, because I'm going to love you the same. I'm not going to give you that same access. You are not going to do that to me again. I will not allow you to say that you're going to do something and you don't do it, and then I feel some type of way. You don't get that right. Am I going to love you the same? Yes. Yes. I will not change the way I love you. I will not change the way I act towards you, but I will give you, but you won't get access to me the way you once did before, because you have proven to me that I can't trust your word. Okay? So that's something with me. I know I need to work on that. I know I need to work on that. But it's a real thing. Don't say you're going to do something and then you don't do it. It's not like I'm asking you to do it. I'm not coming to you and saying, would you please do this? That'd be a little different. You are coming to me and you say, hey, I can do this and I will do this. I'm going to help you do this. I'm going to help this. And then you know where to be found. I'm not about to come and ask you, hey, you going to still do what you said you're going to do? No. Because the responsibility is on you when you come to me and you say that you're going to do something. Responsibility not on me. Which you want to bless me, and that came out of nowhere. Okay, so I'm supposed to just be checking in on you? No, I want to see you follow through. And when you follow through, that gives me more trust for you. That makes me trust your word. All right. And then love. First of all, I love everybody. It's nobody that I don't love. There's no hate in my heart. No hate for my exes. No hate for people that don't like me. No hate for people that disagree with me. I have no hate in my heart. There's none. And I thank God for that. How far I came, I should be hating everybody that come into my sight. I don't hate nobody. And that's a real thing. If you know me, you know. You can ask about it. Nobody will be like, dang, Brother Cole be hating. He hate. He ain't got no good heart. He blah, blah, blah. You will never hear that. Because I love you irregardless of what you did to me. Look at Jesus. He still loved us. Irregardless of us putting him up on that cross. Irregardless of us not loving him. Irregardless of us not believing in him. Irregardless, he still loves us. So who am I to hate you? Because of what you said you was going to do. Or what you said you wasn't going to do. Or whatever it may be, I'm still going to love you irregardless. Your access to me will change. You won't get the same access to me the same way you did before, but you still get the same love. All I'm doing is protecting myself from having to get angry, frustrated, not trusting you. Like I'm guarding myself, but I'm still loving you. But the access you get to me is not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same. All right. Then we have, and I know I probably need to work on that. I probably need to work on that. Then we have loyalty. So are you loyal only when it's easy, or are you faithful when it costs you something? Me, again, I'm not a perfect person. I'm not perfect. It took me a long time to get here. But as far as loyalty, you're probably not gonna find nobody as loyal as me. I'm just saying. Because I carry these other fruits, it's easy for me to be loyal. Now, if I didn't have these fruits, if I was a backstabber, if I was a hater, if I didn't have no care, no worry about you, if I was a selfish individual, then yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that ain't me. I would rather see you win. I want to see you win. You may have did something dirty to me, something messed up to me, but I'm still going to love you, and I'm going to be happy that you win. Because at the end of the day, God's going to bless me. God's going to take care of me while I'm here on this earth. And while I'm here on this earth, he's going to make sure that there's a place for me in heaven, as long as I do what I'm supposed to do here on this earth. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes I get little attitudes here and there. But sin not. Be angry, but sin not. I'm not going to sin on it, but it will affect me. That's the human side of me. All right, so anyways, I've been talking about 13 minutes about these three things. I haven't even gotten to the text yet, but it's just me just being transparent and real with y'all. So let's get to this text. Trust, love, loyalty. The three things this world is desperately searching for. Trust, love, and loyalty. There's a hunger in the human soul that money cannot satisfy. There's a thirst for success that it just can't quench. There's a thirst that success can't quench. There's an emptiness that applause cannot fill. People are not just searching for a better job, a bigger house, or another relationship. Deep down, they are searching for something eternal. They are searching for someone that they can trust. Someone who will love them. Someone who would never leave them. The tragedy is that many people spend their entire lives looking for heaven in places they were never designed to hold God. Let me repeat that. The tragedy is that many people spend their entire lives looking for heaven in places that were never designed to hold God. Come on. Think about a tree. Think about a tree. A tree doesn't survive because its branches are beautiful. It survives because its roots are deep. When the wind comes, the branches may bend, The leaves may fall, but the roots hold everything together. The same is true for our lives. If your trust is rooted in people alone, if your trust is rooted, if your trust is rooted in people alone, disappointment will eventually shake you. If your identity is rooted in success, failure will eventually expose you. If your hope is rooted in circumstances, storms will eventually uproot you. But when your trust is rooted in God, storms become proof that your foundation is stronger than your fears. What are fears? False evidence appearing real. That's a fear. False evidence appearing real. Truth isn't just believing that life will always be easy. Or trust isn't always believing that life will be easy. Trust is believing that God is still good even when life isn't. Anyone can praise God on the mountains. But faith is revealed in the valley. It's easy to say, I trust God, when prayers are being answered exactly how you imagined it. But what happens when heaven seems silent? What happens when you pray for healing, but sickness remains? What happens when you pray for restoration, but the relationship fell apart? What happens when you've done everything right and life still feels unfair? That's where trust stops being a word and becomes worship. Because real trust says this: Lord, even if I don't understand your plan, I know your heart. The cross proved that God's love is greater than our questions. And speaking of love, the world has redefined love until it barely resembles what God intended. Many believe love is simply a feeling. But guess what? What does feelings do? Feelings come and feelings go. Biblical love is not built on emotion. It's built on sacrifice. Jesus didn't merely say he loved humanity. He demonstrated it. He forgave those who mocked him. He prayed for those who crucified him. He gave his life for people who had done nothing to deserve it. That kind of love changes us. It changes people. Because genuine love doesn't ask, what can I get? Genuine love asks, what can I give? Imagine being in a dark room. Imagine a candle. Matter of fact, imagine a candle in a dark room. The candle never argues with the darkness. It simply shines. Light doesn't defeat darkness by fighting it. It defeats darkness by just existing. That's what Christian love is supposed to be. Not louder than hatred. Not better arguments. But a brighter light. Imagine what would happen if every believer chose forgiveness instead of revenge. Grace instead of bitterness. compassion instead of condemnation. The world would see Jesus before they ever heard a sermon. Lord, because love is the language every heart understands. But love alone isn't enough. There also must be loyalty. Loyalty is becoming rare because commitment has become optional. People are only loyal when it's convenient. Loyal when it's profitable. Loyal when it feels good. But true loyalty is revealed when staying costs more than living. Let me repeat that. True loyalty is revealed when staying costs more than leaving. You understand that? Do you get that? Woo! To all my viewers who may have never read the Bible, don't know about the book of Ruth, don't know about these books, let me give you some insight. When I go here, just follow me. All right, so think about Ruth. Ruth could have walked away. But what did she do? Instead, she looked at Naomi and declared this. Where you go, I will go. That wasn't convenience. That was covenant. Again, think about Peter. Peter failed Jesus. What did he do? He denied him 3 times. Lord. Yet Jesus restored him instead of rejecting him. Because God's loyalty is greater than our worst failures. And maybe someone listening right now or even watching right now today, you might need to hear exactly that. That God's loyalty is greater than our worst failure. You think you failed too many times? You think you made too many mistakes? But here's the truth. God has never stopped pursuing people who have stopped believing in themselves. Let me say that and slow it down. God has never stopped pursuing people who have stopped believing in themselves. The shepherd still searches for the lost sheep. He leaves the 99 to go and find the one. The Father still watches for the prodigal sons. The Savior still stretches out nail-scarred hands. His mercy is still available. His grace is still sufficient. His love is still unfailing. And his invitation still stands. So let me ask you something. Who has your trust? What has your heart? Where does your loyalty truly belong? Because whatever sits on the throne of your heart will eventually shape the direction of your life. If money is king, you will never have enough. If approval is king, you will never be secure. If pleasure is king, you will never be satisfied. But if Christ is king, you can lose possessions without losing peace. You can face trials without losing hope. You can walk through valleys without losing your faith. Because your foundation is no longer built on what changes. It's built on the one who never changes. The greatest miracle isn't merely that Jesus calmed the storms on the sea. It's that he can calm the storms inside a human heart. A heart filled with fear can become courageous. A heart filled with bitterness can become forgiving. A heart filled with guilt can become free. That's what grace does. It doesn't simply improve people. It transforms them. So today, while we're here on this live, don't just admire truth. Live it. Trust God even when you can't trace him. Love people even when they don't deserve it. That's deep. Sometimes it's hard. Let me be honest. That's hard sometimes. But trust God even when you can't trace them. Love people even when they don't even deserve it. That's a real thing. Remembering that none of us earn God's love. Stay loyal to Christ even when the crowd walks away. Because one day your career will end. One day your career will end. Your possessions will belong to someone else. Your popularity will fade. Even your body will return to the dust. But faith, hope, and love, these remain. So trust with all your heart. Lean not to your own understanding, but acknowledge him and he will direct thy paths. Love with all your soul. Remain faithful to the one who remained faithful to you. Because when you trust, or because when trust becomes your foundation, love becomes your testimony. And loyalty becomes your legacy. You won't just change your own life. You'll become a light that points others to the one who never fails. God bless you. God bless you. Trust, love, loyalty. Give these scriptures again. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 through 6. John 13, 34 and 35. And Luke 16, 10. Whenever you get some time, just read this. If you're struggling today, if you were struggling yesterday, if you're struggling today with trust, love, and loyalty, please read those scriptures. Read those scriptures. No matter what we did to God, he still loved us. We put him on the cross, he still loved us. We put him on the cross, he was still loyal to us. We put him on the cross, he still trusted the Father. Who are you to not have trust, love, and loyalty in your heart? That don't mean everybody can get the same access to you they got before. But to love them, and regardless of what they did to you, that's one of the hardest things for us to do. I'm going to be honest. I had to learn how to do that. And I'm still learning every day. I'm not perfect. Neither are you. I'm a filthy rag in God's eyes. What can I do to become clean? Nothing. I'm going to be filthy when I die. You are too. But I die to myself daily, so I won't be as dirty when that time comes. The things that once held me back, my strongholds that once messed me up, that kept me in the dark, those things I'm dying to daily. I've died to so much stuff that I should have never had in my life. I'm still dying though to those things. To other things. But who am I to not love, irregardless of what you do to me? to not trust the one who loves me, irregardless of what I did to him, and to not be loyal to the one who I put on the cross, just like you. We all put Jesus on the cross. So check yourself. You ain't no higher and no greater than nobody. But we walk by faith. We walk by faith, not by sight. I want to be the best version of me that I can be. So when God looks down, he doesn't see a filthy rag. He sees his son. He sees his son. He sees his son. And I got more work to do.